All right, so we're gonna go over snatch. Snatch is an Olympic lift, and I'm gonna have Gabe demonstrate for you technically how to do snatch correctly. There's a lot to think about when trying to do the snatch. So before we get into the technicalities of it, Gabe, if you could give us, say, 3 repetitions. Beautiful. All right. Well, what are we looking at here? We're looking at a lot. So what are we looking at when it comes to doing snatch? Well, the first thing we're doing is, you'll notice that with the large plate, that brings the bar approximately to the height, back up a little bit, of Gabe's mid-shins, which is ideally where you should be starting. First part of the movement resembles a bit of a deadlift move. So Gabe, if you can, go right down to the bottom position. All right. So here's what we're looking at. Right now we got the bar approximately mid-shin. And what Gabe's gonna start doing actually is pushing his knees back behind him. Why? Because we're looking for a straight line here on this entire lift. So you're gonna start by pushing the knees back ever so slightly. We wanna make sure the scapula always stays directly over the fist. Push back a little bit more now, start coming up. All right, so just above the knees, stop at the knees, just above the knees. This is the point that you're gonna really start acceleration. At this point, what he's looking to do is he's actually going to accelerate by thrusting his hip forward, extending the hip flexor muscle. And once that extension happens, he is going to embark into the first of 2 pulls in this exercise. First pull being his elbows pulling the bar as high as it can go. Now this is an exaggeration because nobody would do this exercise this slow. At this point though, hold it up. At this point, he'll be up on his toes, so really on the ball of his feet if he were accelerating fast. And he's trying to see how high he can get his elbows. That's what he's going for. The second pull, stay up on the balls. The second pull is gonna be him pulling his body weight under the bar. Now, if you watch carefully, that means this bar actually is not gonna travel very much. He's gonna pull himself under the bar. Second pull and hold it. Stay there. Beautiful. So right there, you can see that the bar barely moved. It was as if it was free hanging for a moment, and he pulls himself under. That's the second pull of the lift. Once he's up here, he's got a serious contraction of his shoulders by pulling the bar apart to make sure the shoulders are active. He's gonna stand up. Beautiful. And he's gonna try and stay as aligned as he can with his heels. That's the snatch. If you want to see a long version of a snatch, please check out the video on snatch progression. It goes into extreme detail on what we're looking for. So really, what are we looking for? We're essentially looking for the setup, which is going to be just getting the bar above his knees in a straight line, and then 2 pulls. An accelerated pull into a high pull, and the second pull, pulling it his body under the bar. The bar is going to stop traveling at a certain point. So, all right, so let's have a look at that, Gabe, please. So here we have the setup. Notice the change in speed. He's pulling it above his knees, accelerates, 1, 2 pulls, one right after the other. Very nice. Bring it back down. Again. Yes, huge change in speed. As with most Olympic lifts, it has a lot to do with speed and power combined. If you think you're solely gonna do this by muscling it up, you're only gonna get so far with that. Snatch hits almost every muscle in the body, and because of that, it's tough. It's technical, it's tough, and it's a big reason why you don't see a lot of people doing it, but the people who do it benefit the most.